Hello, everyone, and welcome to another edition of the Cerebral Smacktalk live on YouTube.com. It is Golo MF Michael Fletcher with Anthony the Hitman Florio and the Twisted Angel Dee Woodson. And ladies and gentlemen, we got ourselves a very loaded show, to say the very least. Tonight, we got SmackDown Live, and then probably one of the most deepest Mikey's mindsets we're going to have in a very long time. First off, we're going to have Lucha Underground, as always. Then, just for a lot of you folks out there, because I never got a chance to do it during the 4th of July weekend, New Japan Pro Wrestling and Ring of Honor came together for a mega show in Long Beach, California. It was for New Japan Pro Wrestling, the G1 Classic that went down, and for the first time ever, they invaded the United States, and what a show it was. And on that night, we also crowned history, the first ever IWGP United States Heavyweight Champion. We have that champion. We'll get into all that tonight. Plus, a new match has just been announced for RWA Legacy. We will have that exclusive announcement here tonight. So with that said, we got a lot to talk about, not much time to get through. So let's just start it off with SmackDown Live, as it was from the AT&T Center in San Antonio, Texas tonight, on USA. And it started off with, the highlights from Madison Square Garden on Friday night. This was basically the biggest story of the weekend that broke out, that we had indeed crowned a new United States Heavyweight Champion during a Monday Night Raw house show from Madison Square Garden. Kevin Owens and AJ Styles actually fought one-on-one. AJ Styles, many people knows he won the Independence Day Battle Royale to become the #1 contender for the United States title, and thus he decided that he was not going to wait for Battleground. He was going to cash in the opportunity in MSG at the world's most famous arena. Lo and behold, history was made in the Garden. AJ Styles walks out of New York with the United States Heavyweight Championship. And thus, we started the show with the new United States Champion, AJ Styles, cutting a promo, only to be interrupted by John Cena, of all people. And, he issued an open challenge. Basically, he said, you know what? Why don't you and I just go at it? Let's fight. Let's have a U.S. title fight, you and me, right here, right now. Basically, AJ Styles like, you know what? I'm a fighting champion. You're on. Let's do this. Let's brawl. The next thing you know, Kevin Owens showed up, Rusev showed up. Basically, the fight never really got off the ground. It was more of a segment than an actual match. But we did get a really good, nice at the end, where they're saying it's going to be Cena and AJ Styles versus Kevin Owens and Rusev in our tag team main event of the evening. My goodness, wow. I mean, holy cow, what would that have been like? Cena and AJ for the U.S. title to start off SmackDown. Man, that would have been a thing of beauty, man. That would have been awesome. But I don't mind them doing the tease. I love the way that this started out. A good way to start the show, but they also protected AJ and Cena. I mean, man, this was good. I love the fact that AJ is the U.S. champion. I know a lot of people is like, oh, but this belt's kind of beneath them. But right now, as long as Jinder Mahal is the champion, and who knows how long he's going to remain champion, right now, you don't really need anything big to build. Right now, you can easily do Kevin Owens and AJ. Let these two go at it again and just handle their business. and that would be it. But other than that, I got nothing more to say. Very happy with what I saw. I love it. I love what I saw. I love the way that it started. Solid start to the show. Anthony Floyo, come on in, my friend. Give me your thoughts about this crazy opening segment for SmackDown Live.
Well, I'll tell you, MF. I mean, this was the segment of the night, no doubt about it. I mean, AJ Styles addressing the WWE Universe for the first time on live television since winning the United States Heavyweight Championship this past Friday night in Madison Square Garden. Unbelievable. And when I heard that he was going to bring back the U.S. Open Challenge, I marked. I think we all marked when we heard that AJ Styles wanted to bring back the U.S. Open Challenge. Because you remember a couple years ago, John Cena had the U.S. Open Challenge, and it was a thing of beauty, man. It was unbelievable. I mean, he had some damn near 5-star classics almost each and every week. I mean, yeah, there were a couple of meh fights in there, but he had some damn near 5-star classics with a lot of guys. You know, guys like Cesaro and Sami Zayn, and just to name a couple. But man alive, I mean, when I heard AJ wanted to bring Cena showed up, I mean, you felt the goosebumps. You felt the goosies, like J-Lo used to say on American Idol. I mean, we all felt goosies, man. I mean, it was in the same city, not the same venue. Of course, it was the Alamo Dome at the Royal Rumble when John Cena beat AJ Styles in that 5-star classic to win the WWE Championship. Easily one of our top matches of the year. No question about it. But I agree with you. I mean, I love the tease for it as well. And I'll simply say it like this. That's quite the tease to walk back. And, of course, we got the tag team. I mean, Shane O'Mac made the tag team match. I mean, that was not a big surprise. As much as it was a cruel swerve to all of us in the universe, in the IWC, what have you, Styles versus Cena is best saved for a major show when it can be promoted. Solid promo from Styles to set the tone for his U.S. Championship reign. Cena and Kevin Owens sort of felt like they were on autopilot, if I'm going to be real honest. But nonetheless, by default, this was without question the segment of the night. Very much enjoyed it. And U.S. Open Challenge, take 2. Yes, please. Twisted Angel D.D. Woodson, come on in. Let's get your thoughts on this very good opening segment. U.S. Open Challenge is coming back. Yes, Lord.
Oh, yeah. I love the open challenges. They were really awesome. This was the segment of the night. Very good segment. Can't wait to see these guys when they finally do get to do the open challenge between Cena and AJ. I can't wait to see it go down because, you know, like I've said before, I like these two guys. They're cool. But yeah, was kind of a good idea to kind of hold them off for now and to do the tag team match and everything. So not going to say too much more. So let's just move on.
All right, and we're going to move on to the next thing of the night, and it is a one-on-one match, and I believe this is a first time ever, too. The reigning, defending WWE Champion Jinder Mahal goes one-on-one with the perfect 10, Ty Dillinger. Yes, Ty Dillinger gets a non-title match, but the winner of the bout at 7 minutes and 43 seconds, the WWE Champion Jinder Mahal. Anthony, it is all yours. I mean, nice little victory for Jinder Mahal. Keeps the momentum alive as we're heading into Battleground and that Punjabi prison match with Randy Orton for the WWE title.
I can only give this about 2 to 2.5 MF, if I'm going to be honest. It was a forgettable match, but one that further cements Jinder Mahal as a dominant WWE champion. I must admit, I'm curious to see what that Punjabi prison looks like in high definition, because we didn't have high definition for the other two. High definition didn't come until around 2008, I believe. Whether or not anyone can actually have a good match inside the Punjabi prison is an open question. Mahal's promos still continue to feel like they keep rearranging the same 5 or 6 points into slightly different sentences. That promo he cut after the match, but it was an okay match. But honestly, it was a solid but not overly spectacular, somewhat forgettable match. I'm leaning towards somewhere between 2 to 2.5 stars, and yeah, and the only good thing about this is that they obviously have faith in Jinder Mahal, and putting the title on him is one thing, but you're making him look like a credible, dominant champion. I'll give him that, but he still needs work on the mic, and that's still my only slight issue with Jinder Mahal. So, I mean, the ability is there. They're making him look good. That's exactly how you book a world champion, especially a heel world champion. Thankfully, he's not a chicken bleep world champion where he takes the cheap ways out, but at least we're getting some okay matches. I mean, I really want to see better matches out of it, and the match that he had with Randy Orton at Money in the Bank was amazing, and I'm hopeful that this Punjabi prison match delivers in every sense of the word. Taker and Big Show, when they had theirs at the Great American Bash in 06, it was okay, not overly great. Batista and Khali, No Mercy 07, that one was far and away better. And hopefully this one ends up delivering. And it delivers something really good. And, and we're going to get to see this thing in high def. We didn't get to see it before that. So for this, I can only give this between 2, maybe 2.5 at the absolute best. Solid, not overly spectacular, somewhat forgettable. Sorry. Didi Woodson, your thoughts?
Yeah, I'll give it about 2 stars. Match is okay. The promo afterwards, boring. Jinder just does not know how to do a promo, at least not properly, to where you can actually enjoy it. And I mean, you're in America. We don't need to speak, to your people in India. Let's just stick with, with the English. So I'm not going to say too much more before I start getting some haters. So it's yours.
Yeah, I mean, I could give it the 2 stars. I agree with that. I thought it was a good match, solid fight. What you expect the WWE champion to do, basically handle his business, get the victory. Nothing more than that. Yeah, okay, the promo wasn't really the most incredible thing he's done, but then again, I mean, there's been some moments where even the best guys haven't really delivered in clutch moments. So, I mean, look, as long as it's a work in progress, and it is, but this is a major feat for them to give them that kind of rub, that kind of opportunity, and we'll go from there. So let's just go out. Let's just get into the next thing. All right. I wish we had the show last week because we had what I believe was the segment of the year. The battle rap between the New Day and the Usos. And my goodness, did they throw the haymakers in this situation. I mean, Wale was a great host, and this was without a doubt the best thing I've ever seen in my life. I had so much fun watching this, getting the reaction from so many different YouTubers around the world about this segment. This was incredible, and they rolled some footage from the battle rap last week, and they basically were talking about certain stuff that they said, about, what Xavier Woods said, that, the Usos weren't relevant until Naomi brought the Usos to Total Divas and the whole 9 yards, and that, all that you are just basically fetch boys for Roman Reigns for getting his gear and whatnot. Well, everybody knows the other joke that the Usos threw at Xavier Woods I can't get into liberties because A, it's not appropriate. Even though this is a TV-14 show, it is definitely not appropriate because we're talking TVMA NC-17 levels. And I don't want to get not only myself in trouble, but I know I will draw the ire of Dee Woodson, and I do not want Dee after my tail because of that. So I'm gonna be the good boy here and leave it alone. But if you check on YouTube, for some odd reason, the WWE website took it down, which I think it's total garbage. But trust me, there's plenty of links out there. Find what the Usos did to Xavier Woods, and I'm gonna tell you, it is the most devastating shot over the bowel I've ever seen in my life. It was savage as you know what. It was, without a doubt, I thought the Usos won the battle rap. Right then and there, that was a drop the mic moment. I went nuts over it. So after all that awesomeness last week, so now we get a one-on-one match. It was Jimmy J. Uso of the Usos going one-on-one with Xavier Woods. The winner of the bout in 3 minutes and 52 seconds was Xavier Woods. So, Dee Woodson, if you want to talk about the battle rap last week, you're more than welcome to. But if you want to go right into the fight, you can go right ahead with that too. So, I give you free reign here.
Yeah, the battle rap was definitely better than the match. I kind of like where they brought up Kofi Kingston as the fake Jamaican that we all found out about. And yeah, I know what you're talking about with Xavier Woods, so I'm not going to go there. But yeah, it was the segment last week was a lot better than what I expected. I was expecting the battle rap to be one of these little lame little segments, but no, they hit below the belt several times and made it extremely personal. So then tonight you have Jay and Xavier fighting, and it got to the point to where the ref ejected everybody outside the ring. And then all of a sudden, the next thing you know, Xavier's pinned. So he had pinned Jay. So it's like, okay, what happened there? I mean, you blink and you miss the whole match. Basically, it was that short. So I'm going to give it probably 1 star just because of the fact that the referee did do his job, but the match was really short, and personally, I did not enjoy it just because of the fact that it was too short. And that you blink and it's gone. You missed it. So I toss it over to one of you guys.
Yeah, I hate to say this, but by default, this is the worst fight of the night. A little bit of a disappointment, but then again, okay, I'll live with that. I'm not gonna be too gripe about it. Look, we know what the end game is. We know what this is supposed to lead to. Xavier Woods getting a victory. Okay, so he gets a leg up. Now you're gonna probably see another member of the other Uso, Jimmy, go up against another member of the New Day. And this is just to give us that momentum for the rematch for the tag team titles at Battleground. It's almost set to stone at this point. So it's just, can they deliver? Can they do whatever they need to do? We'll wait and see. But yeah, it was definitely, it's good, not great. Maybe 1 star for the effort, and I'm probably being very lenient with that. I'll just give it with you.
I gotta beg to differ here, MF. I gotta respectfully disagree. I'm actually gonna give this a solid 2 stars. I mean, I thought this was a solid match for the tag teams here, no doubt about it. As far as the rap battle goes, yes, I enjoyed the rap battle last week. So did Michael Bullock. Yes, Michael Bullock and I, believe it or not, on the 4th of July, we actually had a SmackDown Live chat. Hard to believe, but we did. And we got into this, and my goodness gracious, I wish he was with us tonight because I know he would have had a lot to say about it. But unfortunately, Bullock is not with us tonight, but he'll be back with us Friday night for Strictly Sports in case you're wondering where he is. But nonetheless, that rap battle was insane. And what do we always like to say when it comes to SmackDown Live? Not just storyline progression, but the other thing we like to say about SmackDown Live, one of our vintage SmackDown Live phrases, they went there. And that's exactly what the Usos did as far as what they said about Xavier and, that whole situation. But but that was unbelievable. I mean, I agree. I mean, honestly, I thought it was going to be some campy comedy nonsense segment, but it ended up not only surprising the hell out of me, but it ended up being the sleeper segment of the year, no doubt about it. I thought it was going to be, like I said, a nonsense, campy comedy, bull funky segment, but no, that thing was whoa. And this match had some added flavor as a result. And I think that these two teams should really be given some time and creative license to take this feud all the way to SummerSlam. And I wouldn't be surprised if we end up seeing this thing blow off at SummerSlam. And if it goes to SummerSlam, I think that is when the New Day will eventually become the SmackDown Live Tag Team Champions and be the first tag team to win both the Raw and SmackDown Tag Team Championships. Just saying. So 2 stars for the effort. Solid match. Respectfully disagree with you guys. Just being the man who tells it like it is, like I always am. So with that being said, let's just move on to MF.
No, fair enough. Fair enough. I got nothing bad to say about what you just did. So no. A lot of backstage segment stuff. I'm not gonna get really too much into that deepness. What we did have next though was the women. A big women tag team fight. It was Tamina and Natalia versus Becky Lynch and Charlotte Flair. And the winners of the bout was Tamina Snuka and Natty Neidhart. They get the victory as Tamina gets the super kick on Charlotte and gets the 1-2-3 victory. So big win for Tamina. As noted, there's actually a big fight that's actually going down as the winner. As there's actually going to be I want to say a match where all the other women on SmackDown Live. Let me see if I can find this. Give me 1 second, guys. Okay, so what's going to happen is there's going to be a fatal 5-way match at Battleground. It's gonna be Natalia, Becky, Charlotte, Tamina, and Lana, and the winner of that fight will fight Naomi for the SmackDown Women's Championship at SummerSlam at the Barclays in Brooklyn, New York. So, with that said, the first leg up goes to Tamina. She gets momentum going into that fight. And this was actually a good match. I got to give credit where credit's due. Thank you, SmackDown Live, for finally, Monday Night Raw has been definitely starting to step up their game with the women's division. And I kind of feel like SmackDown has really proven themselves. And now, with a fatal 5-way, Battleground for the right to fight Naomi at SummerSlam, you're already planting seeds already for what could be a very exciting situation. And I love it. I think it's really good. It's getting better. There's nothing more to say. I'm very, very, very happy with what I just saw. So this fight was actually good. I could give this about maybe 2.5 stars. Again, another solid. Nothing more to say. So with that said, let's move on. So Anthony, it's yours.
I agree with you on that for the most part. This to me was my second best fight of the night here. I'm going to give this between 2.5 and 3 stars. Enjoyable match from the women. However, the commercial break took an eternity and ate up a good portion of the match time. But other than that, the women's division is desperate for some individual feuds. They have the talent. They just need the creative. Trying to cram all of these women into one match plus one segment a week is really killing the characters, if I'm being honest. And as far as that match continues, that match is concerned, they keep putting them in these, these multi-women matches, and that's why that makes the women's division a complete jumble when it comes to that. The elimination match is a decent way to spin off the women into different feuds based on the events of the bout, but we're a far cry from the solid booking the women enjoyed last summer when they had 3 feuds contributing to the show at various levels. We all remember that. So, constructive criticism aside, that tag team match was a very good match. Like I said, it was my second best fight of the night, between 2.5 and 3 stars for the effort. And, that can go either way as far as who will be the next challenger for Naomi and her light bright, as I call it now, her light bright women's championship. Even though it's far and away better than the bling bling sideshow spinner belt. So that's all I can say there. So other than that, 2.5, 3 stars, solid effort, second best fight of the night. So who will be the next challenger for the light bright championship? I don't know. We'll have to find out at Battleground. Could be Lana again. Maybe they start a family feud with her and Tamina, because they are cousin-in-laws after all. Because, Tamina is cousins with the Usos, as we all know. And Naomi's married to Jimmy Uso, so that's how they're cousin-in-laws. I'm kind of surprised. I mean, I honestly thought they were going to, because I heard a lot of dirt sheets saying maybe Becky Lynch and Charlotte was going to be the SmackDown Women's title feud for SummerSlam, but I don't know. We'll have to wait and see. Who knows? Maybe Charlotte finally gets that elusive shot at the SmackDown Women's Championship, and she could become the second woman in history to win both the Raw and SmackDown Women's Championship aside of Alexa Bliss. So we'll find out. So, oh boy, we got a couple more weeks to think about it, and we'll go from there. So, Dee Woodson, our women's wrestling expert here, did he deliver in your eyes tonight?
Oh yeah, they did. But I do agree, with the getting these battle royals and stuff with the ladies, they're getting kind of old, and we're still kind of in the Sweet Valley Girls here welcome committee versus the nice girls here, I guess you could say, if you want to consider Charlotte nice, which seems like right now she's more of a face on SmackDown than a heel. So I guess that would classify her in that, but it's still, your welcome committee versus them, and it seems like they're not changing that too much. And then now you have Tamina standing behind Lana, and not even sure what's going on there, because last week when Lana had the match with Naomi, Tamina came out. And now here she is in that backstage segment sticking up for Lana. So we're not really too sure what's going on there. And then again, she even came out during this match and was standing there at ringside watching, and leaving with Natty and Tamina. But yeah, I'm going to agree, 2.5 to 3 star match. Interesting what they're doing with the ladies right now, but at the same time, it is getting a little old. We need to shake it up just a little bit more, define a little bit more, where the feuds are. And as you can see, I just got joined by Callie, who jumped up on my computer. So that's why I lost my train of thought. But yeah, I guess that's about all I have to say about it. So let's move on.
All right, and with that, we are going to move on to, well, all right, there was a backstage moment, and it was between Maria Maria Canales was going through the men's locker room looking for Sami Zayn, um, asking for an apology for all the stuff that happened in the past, and um, we'll wait and see what happens. Everything kind of went, a little haywire. Well, Mike and Maria finally found Sami Zayn. They jump him, beat down City. It basically, we finally get to see a little bit of the aggression. So we'll get into that on another day. Main event of the evening: AJ Styles and John Cena versus Rusev and Kevin Owens. Winner of the bout in 13 minutes and 2 seconds. John Cena, AJ Styles, they get the big victory here. So with that said, who goes first? Anthony? So Anthony Florio, it's all yours, my friend. What did you feel
Yep.
about the main event?
Fight of the night, MF. No doubt about it. I'm going to give you between 3.25 to 3.5 stars. A good close to the show after a few false starts throughout the night. I don't know if Cena and Styles needed to be so dominant here to so close to the pay-per-view, but they still have next week to put the heat back on Kevin Owens and Rusev. At this point, they don't really feel particularly dangerous. So that's really all I can say there. I mean, this was a very good match. Some good action throughout, some good believable near falls. Great action throughout. And I tell Michael Bullock this all the time whenever we have SmackDown live chats, and I'm going to say the same to MF and Didi here. You know how during the show they do those split screen commercial breaks? I really wish they would do that during the main event, honestly. I strongly feel they should have one of those during the main event. Heck, I wish we could get a couple of these or so during Monday Night Raw as well, if I'm going to be real honest. Only do them during, these big matches. Don't do them for, these for like, those matches that I consider a trifle unnecessary. But just mini rant. That puts an end to my little mini rant there. I'm just saying, it's times like that, when you have to have a commercial break during the main event. Insert the split screen commercial break there, please, so we can enjoy the action even more. That's all I can say. So, other than that, 3.25, teetering on 3.5 stars. No doubt about it. This was the fight of the night, hands down. Very good match throughout. Good action. Good near falls. Outcome was never in doubt. We knew Cena and AJ were going to win this fight. So, and hopefully next week, somehow, some way we can get some heat on both Kevin Owens and Rusev if we want to take them seriously going into those matches at Battleground when John Cena squares off against Rusev in that flag match. And AJ Styles defends the United States Heavyweight Championship against Kevin Owens in the contractually obligated rematch, which Kevin Owens invoked. So, no doubt about it. So, that's all I can say there. So, Didi Woodson, your thoughts on the main event?
Yeah, I thought it was the match of the night. I thought it was pretty good. It worked to build up, 2 Battleground matches. But it was, it was a pretty good match. Not much more I have to say about it. It was a good way to end the show. So I'll toss it over to you, Fletch.
All right, and I'm gonna go with you guys as well. This was at least a 3.25, 3.5 star rating. Nothing more to say. I think this was an incredible match to close the show, and yeah, it was a great match. Solid action, good wrestling all the way around. Nothing bad to say. It was just one of those things that just really delivered on so many levels, and I really enjoyed it. So yes, great way to close the show. Solid SmackDown Live again, guys. So let's dive right into the main event or let's just dive right into the overall review. And Didi Woodson, I'm going to let you start off, my dear. So what did you think about SmackDown Live? What's your rating?
I think I'm going to give it a 7.5 to an 8 because the matches were, for the most part, were pretty good. I mean, you had the one that with Xavier Woods and Jay that, eh. Um, then you had the two that really didn't happen. But for the most part, the matches were pretty good. The backstage segments were, well, minus the Ranger segment with Fandango, were pretty good. All story building, all working towards the goal of getting us all geared up and interested in Battlegrounds. So I don't have a lot of negative to say about it. I do agree with Florio. We do need to get the split screen on the main event. And, I do really like having the split screen during the commercial breaks because unlike with Raw, when you don't have it, you sometimes when you come back, you've kind of lost the momentum of what they were building. So it's nicer to have that little split screen there so that even the fans at home are still right with them on it. So yeah, not much more I have to say about it. So I will see you guys next week for Raw night.
All right. Very well. And let me just give my quick two thoughts. Yes, I agree. I thought this was an amazing show. It's 7.5 to 8 out of 10. I'm with Dee Whitson on this one. This was really good. This was SmackDown had to answer, and boy, did they deliver. They came out firing right out the bat with the AJ Styles United States Heavyweight Championship open challenge that was apparently was going to be answered by John Cena. I mean, holy cow, what an epic moment that could have been. Without a doubt, a great way to end the show. And then the matches were solid. Yes, there was one or two clunk fights. There was one bad fight, and then a couple that just really were more brawls that never really got off the ground. So I got nothing more to say. This was really good. 7.5 to 8 out of 10. Anthony, it is all yours, my friend.
Yeah, I'll make it unanimous. 7.5 to 8 out of 10. I'll be honest, MF. Looking back, overall, this show moved along very quickly. And I'm also hopeful that we can see AJ Styles have several weeks where he can successfully run a United States Heavyweight Championship Open Challenge. It would be fun to be able to look forward to great matches on TV week in and week out. And, I'm just coming across a dirt sheet here. Anyway, like I said, like MF said, I mean, AJ Styles, with that open challenge, I mean, that was the tone setter right there. And it started off very strongly, with that segment with Styles, Cena, Owens, and Rusev. And they built some pay-per-view matches, and, Battleground is really coming along. And that's all I can say there. I mean, yeah, there were some meh fights, yes, but other than that, though, I mean, everything else delivered, and the stars of the show, no doubt about it, AJ Styles, John Cena, Rusev, and Kevin Owens. The U.S. title picture took center stage, and rightfully so, especially after what happened at Madison Square Garden last Friday night. So, yeah, and looking at the Battleground card right now, I mean, looking like a solid show, MF. You're definitely going to give Great Balls of Fire a run for its money. I mean, we saw how wonderful that event turned out the other night. So, and like I said, Raw put you guys on notice, and I'm not at all surprised you guys answered the bell and delivered. So, it's what SmackDown Live does best. I wish Raw could be consistent like that every week. So, that's all I can say. So, 7.5, 8 out of 10. No arguments here. So MF, if you're ready to go, I think it's about time for the most loaded Mikey's, maybe the most anticipated Mikey's Mindset in the history of the Mikey's Mindset segment. And I can't wait. It's all yours, my friend.
Oh my goodness. All right. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna start this in regular order. So we're gonna start this off, and we're gonna cover. See, should I do Lucha Underground first, or should I do the? Let's see. I got to see when the air dates happened because we got okay. So no, I'm gonna start it out with the G1 Classic. So we're gonna do the G1 first, and then we're gonna do all the rest of the tournament, and then we'll do Lucha Underground. So we started the G1 with the first of two nights from Long Beach, California, and this was without a doubt the show for New Japan Pro Wrestling. This was a major moment. So we started it out with an 10-man tag team fight. It was the members of Chaos, which is Trent Beretta, Jay Briscoe, Mark Briscoe, Rocky Romero, and Will Ospreay versus members of the Bullet Club, Bad Luck Fale, Marty Skrull, the Young Bucks, and Hiroshio Takahashi, the Tokyo Pimp. And the winners of the bout was Team Chaos. They win it in 9 minutes and 21 seconds. Great start to the show. Great way to really give us something to really entice ourselves about, because this was an amazing way to start the show, no doubt about it, in my mind. So the next thing we had was Los Ignobles de Japón versus Dragon Lee, Jushin Thunder Liger, Titan, and Volador Jr. in an 8-man tag team fight. Los Ignobles de Japón gets the victory. So that was an amazing victory for them. So, all right, here we go. The first match of the tournament to determine the United States champion for the New Japan Pro Wrestling, the IWGP US Heavyweight Title Tournament began. Jay Lethal one-on-one with Hangman Page. The winner of the bout and advancing to the semifinals was Jay Lethal. Very good match, solid fight to say the very least. Definitely a great way to start the tournament. Then we had Zack Sabre Jr. versus Juice Robinson in a first round match. The winner of the bout and advancing to the semifinals of that one was Zack Sabre Jr. He wins the match in 10 minutes and 4 seconds. Another solid performance. Nothing bad to say about that one. Then we had was Jay White and Tagachan Japan, which is David Finlay, Hiroshi Tanahashi, and Kushida, and they went up against the Hunter Club, which is Billy Gunn, Yokoshido, and the Tempsus Boys, which is Shotaka and Hirukai Kasumiya. And the winners of the bout was Jay White and Takachi Japan. Very good, solid fight. Nothing more to say about that. We're just going to go on to the next fight of the night, which was for the IWGP Tag Team Championship of the World. The Gorillas of Destinies, Toma Taga and Taga Roya versus Rowan Hansen of War Machine of Ring of Honor, the winners of the bout, and new IWGP Tag Team Heavyweight Champions of the World, Hansen and Rowe of War Machine. They win the titles from the Gorillas of Destiny. It was a bad night for the Bullet Club. They just lost tag team gold on that one. So then this was going to be a very good match. Another first round match. It is a Tamahoshi Ashihi versus Tetsuya Naito, the leader of Los Ignobles de Japón, the winner of the bout. And moving on to the semifinals is Ashihi. This was a really good match, and at the time, this was the fight of the tournament. Well, the next fight overtook it, and actually, in my mind, was the best match in the entire tournament. Kenny Omega goes one-on-one with the unbreakable Michael Elgin. Kenny Omega advances into the semifinal of the tournament. This was unfreaking believable. This was, at the time, the fight of the night. This was a 4-star fight. And our main event of the evening for night one for the IWGP Heavyweight Championship of the World, Karushika Okada goes one-on-one against the American Nightmare, Cody Rhodes, who is the new Ring of Honor World Champion. So this was literally champion versus champion, but the IWGP title was on the line after the Ring of Honor title was not up for grabs here. Just only the IWGP World title, and the winner of the bout I stand corrected, the winner of the bout and still the IWGP Heavyweight Champion of the World, Karushika Okada. Oh my God, what a fight. What a match. What a main event. 4.5 stars for me in this tournament match. This was amazing to see the very least. Now we go into night two. It started out with Jushin Thunder Liger, David Finlay, and Kushida versus the Tempura Boys and Yoshihiro. And the winner of the bout was Jushin Thunder Liger and David Finlay and Kushida. Big victory, big win, nice match, a great pace setter for the rest of the night. Then the first of the semifinal fights, Kenny Omega versus Jay Lethal. Kenny Omega advances to the finals of the tournament. Good, solid fight. Nice match. Nothing more to say. We're just going to move on to the next fight, which was Tomohiro Ishii versus Zack Sabre Jr. in the other semifinal fight. Ishii advances to the finals as well. This was also another good match. So we'll get into the final fight later in the night. Now we have Dragon Lee, Jay White, Juice Anderson, Titan, and Valador Jr. versus all members of Los Ingobernables de Japón in a 10-man tag. The winner of the bout was Dragon Lee, Jay White, Juice Anderson, Titan, and Valador Jr. Solid match. Nothing more to say about that one. This was a very good fight, to say the very least. Then the next fight, or the next match in the card, was basically a 6-man tag team fight. The Bullet Club goes up against War Machine and Unbreakable Michael Elgin. So this is really Team Bullet Club versus Team Ring of Honor here. But the winners of the bout was the Bullet Club. They did get the victory here. Solid fight. So nothing more to say. The next thing we had, oh my goodness. Okay. And this was for the IWGP Junior Heavyweight Tag Team titles. The Young Bucks versus Roppongi Vice, Trent Barrera and Rocky Romero. The last time these two teams faced off in an actual legit one-on-one tag team bout, Roppongi Vice won the titles at Wrestle Kingdom, which was back in January. So what was the fight? How this was going to break down? Well, the winner of the bout and still the tag team champions, it was the Young Bucks. They won the match. They keep the belts. So we get to move on to the next fight, which was an 8-man tag team fight. Members of the Bullet Club, Bella Filet, Cody Rhodes, Yuguro Takahashi, and Marty Scurll versus Jay Briscoe, Mark Briscoe, Will Ospreay, and Karushika Okada from Chaos. The Bullet Club wins the match. They get a big victory, no doubt about that. Then we had the co-main event of the evening for the IWGP Intercontinental Heavyweight Championship. Hiroshi Tanahashi, the champion, puts the title on the line against the challenger Billy Gunn, the winner of the bout, and still IWGP Intercontinental Champion was Hiroshi Tanahashi. And now the main event of the entire card for the first time ever, and to determine the new IWGP United States Heavyweight Champion, it was representing the Bullet Club and the Elite, Kenny Omega, versus the member of Chaos, Tomohiro Ishii, the winner of the bout, and the inaugural first ever IWGP United States Heavyweight Champion, representing the Bullet Club, the Cleaner, Kenny Omega, wins the title. Oh my God. What a match. What a fight. This took over 30 minutes long. It was an almost 5-star classic. That's how amazing this fight was. It was amazing, guys. There's nothing more to say. Kenny Omega has made history. He is the first ever United States champion in New Japan Pro Wrestling, and it was such a mega success. They're coming back next year in the United States. They decided that they're gonna build an office in Los Angeles, and they are talking about a multi-city U.S. tour starting next year. Unbelievable, amazing night to say the very least. Let's go to Lucha Underground, guys. So, Lucha Underground, of course, the show is called Left for Dead. More matches in the Dario Cueto Cup. First fight of the night, PJ Black versus Sexy Star. The winner of the bout, via disqualification, PJ Black advances to the next round of the tournament. The next match we had was the Son of Havoc going up against the Son of Madness, the winner of the bout, and advancing to the next round, Son of Havoc. In the third fight was Prince Puma versus Ricky Mandel. The winner of the match and advancing to the second round was Prince Puma. And in our main event, it was Dante Fox versus El Dragon Azteca Jr. And the winner of the bout and advancing is Dante Fox. So now, based on everything that has happened up to this point, the people who has advanced into the next round are the Mac, Pentagon Dark, Tejano, Drago, the machine they call Cage, the creepy bastard, Marty the Moth Martinez, Panadar Phoenix, Mil Muertes, the man of 1,000 deaths, Paul London, Tara Vicarine, and Jeremiah Cage. Then in this one, we got PJ Black, Son of Havoc, Prince Puma, and Dante Fox. 16 have advanced. Possibly tomorrow might be round two. Round two might begin. So we will see how this goes. And the thing is, when it's all said and done, the winner of the Dario Cueto Cup becomes the #1 contender and will fight Johnny Mundo at Ultimo Lucha 3 for the Lucha Underground Heavyweight Championship. Now, one last bit of news before we get the heck on out of here for the night, and that is our big event which is the RWA Legacy 10. Like we said, it's coming up. It's getting closer and closer and closer. And let me tell you, folks, it is becoming a very big show. Just tonight, I can now announce that we have just added, actually, a couple of more fights have just been added to the fight card. So we're gonna make this basically. Here's the. I'm not gonna give the full breakdown. That's gonna happen next week. We'll give you the full breakdown on everything. But during the 4th of July weekend, a couple of fights did get announced. Basically, the first fight of the night that was announced was Chris Cruz. He goes up against Sean Styles or Stan Styles. That match was actually not only announced, but that's going to be the one that starts the show, ladies and gentlemen. The first fight of Legacy has been announced. It will be Chris Cruz going one-on-one with Sean Styles. That will be the tone setter for the entire event. And let me just give you the basic look. So this is what you're gonna get. That's the big announcement. So there's your first fight of the night for the actual fight card itself. And the other match that just got announced, and this was during a promo earlier today, but we just added a tag team fight. It is gonna be Tom Billington, the Terror, Tom Billington, and the Insane Dick Lane. They are going to team up, and they're going to go up against Sean Leiter and the Legacy Sweetheart Asana in a tag team attraction fight that has also just been added to Legacy. Like I said, next week on this show is the official Legacy preview on the Mikey's Mindset. I will run down all the matches on the entire card next week. So with that said, guys, that is it. We are done for the night. Strictly Sports this Friday night. We got the results of the Home Run Derby, the All-Star Game. We also got the results from the ESPYs. Anthony Florio was hosting it on the Tone 25. Michael Bullock and myself will be there, 10:30 Eastern. So with that said, thank you so much for watching this. Have a good night, everybody. So long for now. Hugs and hand pounds, and we are